Some years ago, I wrote a small handbook titled U Squared. It's about how you can achieve breakthrough performance. It explains how to set blockbuster goals and achieve exponentially better results. U Squared has sold hundreds of thousands of copies, and it has a passionate worldwide fan base. People from all over planet Earth write me or call me saying, "I absolutely love this little book. It has changed my life." On the other hand, some people say, "I absolutely love this book, but how do I actually do this?" And my reply always has been, don't make this harder than it needs to be. Just do what the U Squared handbook says. Making a quantum leap is not about trying harder. In fact, that's a common mistake people make. Instead, the secret is to try differently. A quantum leap is very different from incremental step-by-step improvement. If you want to achieve uncommon results, and again, we're talking about exponential success, you cannot rely on your common behaviors. So the rules for making a quantum leap from U to U squared are unusual. They're counterintuitive, not at all what you might expect. You followed these rules when you made the biggest breakthroughs in your life. Yeah, that's right. As a kid, without even knowing the quantum leap strategy, you intuitively followed these amazingly powerful rules and got exponentially better results. So, what is your biggest ambition right now? What epic achievement do you desire the most? Follow the quantum leap strategy. Consciously, deliberately, today, and you can make your dream come true.
You might think of life as one big laboratory. You come into this world knowing nothing. You have a few inborn instincts and you're full of potential, but you can't do much of anything. But you immediately start doing research and conducting experiments. You run tests to see what works and what doesn't. Those first few years are the most rapid development period of your life. You learn like crazy. And before you even start school, you make a number of quantum leaps. As a child, you don't know the rules for fast growth, but you make some amazing breakthroughs in performance. Then, something peculiar happens. As you get a bit older, the R&D department in your brain changes the rules on how you run experiments. The result? Well, you have fewer and fewer quantum leaps in performance. You're still full of wonderful potential, but you don't exploit it like you did when you were a child. You have ambitions. You probably have a U squared goal in mind. And I'm sure you have some ideas on how to achieve it. But as John Doerr, the billionaire venture capitalist, said, ideas are easy. Execution is everything. So here's the question. Do you feel like you know how to execute your quantum? Make the right choices in how you play the quantum leap game, and you dramatically change the odds of winning. We have the deep knowledge of how to make a quantum leap from U to U squared. This is our sweet spot. In my keynote speeches, I always tell the people in the audience these three great truths. First, you are the most powerful person in your life. 2, you have an amazing capacity for change. 3, you are the solution to your future. Now, I don't know what your big ambition is. Maybe you're wanting to double or triple your income, run a marathon, or learn a foreign language, maybe buy a vacation home on Nantucket. Could be you want to start your own business, write a book. I don't know what U squared means for you personally. But I do know that you have tremendous untapped potential. Start shaping your future the way you want it to be, and start now. William James, who's called the father of American psychology, said there are 3 rules to follow if you want to change your life. 1, begin immediately. 2, do it flamboyantly. 3, no exceptions. Just remember what I said earlier, how to execute the leap from U to U squared. So, what's your next step going to be? Place your bet. Jesse Eitzler explains it this way in his intriguing book titled Living with a Seal. When you think you're done, you're only at 40% of what your body is capable of doing. That's just the limit we put on ourselves. Eitzler says they have another 60% of unused potential. I read somewhere else that people generally use only 65% of their potential, with a few as low as 20% or as high as 100%. Here's the point. We each develop a habitual pace, a routine level of effort and output, and that becomes our personal norm. Now and then we'll have spurts of higher productivity as well as some occasional slumps. But the law of averages soon prevails and we regress to our individual mean. And that's what we come to expect from ourselves. And you're expecting too little. I'm not saying you're lazy or that you're not busy. You may be hardworking, efficient, and smart. Let's say you're successful. Hopefully you're happy. And you might say, I'm trying as hard as I can. But I promise, you have amazing untapped abilities that are yours for the taking. At this moment, you have the potential to make a quantum leap in performance. In certain areas of your life, you can multiply your effectiveness and go from U to U squared. Whether you realize it or not, you've done that sort of thing before, and you definitely can do it again. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you might be an athlete, parent, corporate executive, or some lost soul trying to redirect your career. It doesn't matter who you are. You just need to choose the right goal. You need a sense of purpose, a tight aim towards something that's really big and really important to you. That will call forth a chunk of your potential that's lying dormant. A quantum leap goal functions like a growth hormone for performance. It strengthens you psychologically, and it brings out your best. It energizes you, toughens your spirit. It sharpens your eye for opportunities. It activates parts of you that otherwise just lie idle. The U Squared Handbook states, making a quantum leap means moving outside your mental boundaries. If you will rethink how you're thinking, you can multiply your performance potential. You must let your desires guide you, instead of allowing yourself to be boxed in by perceived constraints. How much of your potential is going untapped? Change your mindset, and you'll change what's possible. A man walks into a bar. The man downs it and orders another, saying, "Give me a beer before problems start." The bartender looks kind of confused, but hands him another beer. This goes on for a while, and after the fifth beer, the bartender, he's now totally bewildered. He asks the man, "When are you going to pay for these beers?" The man says, now the problems start." The joke reminds me of people with big ambitions, big goals, who get drunk on planning and preparation and processing ideas rather than paying up and facing the real work. Getting ready becomes just a place to hide. They don't want to face the problems that just naturally occur during the pursuit of challenging goals. You can waste countless days, weeks, or months drawing up a hyper-detailed plan, but it'll change, and it does not matter how desperate you are to dodge difficulties or mistakes. You'll have to deal with them. Getting ready is where big dreams go to die. It's a graveyard littered with the bones of stillborn ambitions. It's a cemetery full of wonderful possibilities that never move from planning to execution. Now sure, planning has value, but it's often too hypothetical. You're speculating, just guessing about what you think will work. Actual pursuit lets you know. It's best to collide with the real world as soon as possible. If you have a clear goal, don't bury it by in-depth organizing, gathering more data, second-guessing yourself, weighing options, trying to pinpoint the right timing, and other
pursuit-killing busy work. You already know enough to launch your quantum leap. You can do something, so move immediately toward your aiming point. You don't have to feel ready to be ready. Chasing a big ambition is sort of like performing on an improv comedy stage. Your pursuit is mostly unscripted and unrehearsed. It's hard to predict what'll happen next. You have to ad-lib, take it as it comes, be willing to make it up as you go. Jack Welch, the former CEO of General Electric, said, "In real life, strategy is actually very straightforward. Pick a general direction and implement like hell. Simply get going. That's the only way you can breathe life into your dreams." I've spent 4 decades advising the most highly respected companies on how to make quantum leaps. Companies like GE, Honeywell, Southwest Airlines, John Deere, Novartis. I could go on and on. I've coached hundreds of top executives and entrepreneurs through the fast growth process. The U-Squared certification program will give you a deep understanding of U-Squared dynamics, so you too can follow a quantum leap process in your own life, or use it with your own clients to help them achieve breakthrough performance. If you like the handbook, you're going to love the U-Squared certification program.